Hey everybody, Cindy Baker here, productivity ADHD coach. Help people with and without ADHD overcome overwhelm and manage their time and energy and focus so they can grow their business, meet their goals. So if that's you, you're in the right place. If you have a busy brain and you get distracted easily, then that is you. Let me turn up my volume here. So if you're jumping on live, please say hi in the chat. um, Let me know if you're here. And if you're watching the replay, then just type a hashtag replay. I do go back and read the comments. Um, Sometimes they're delayed, but I do read those and respond. So if you have any questions, ahas, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. I'm in a suburb of Memphis, and it is ridiculously hot here. We're having this heat wave. So I'm going to go ahead and get my slides up here. There we go. So today we are talking about the Parkinson's law, how to get more done in less time. And so if you've not heard of the Parkinson's law, um, this will be an education for you. And if you have, this might just be a good reminder for you. So, what is the Parkinson's law? Well, it's the idea that tasks will take as long as the time that you give them. Have you noticed that? If you allocate 3 hours to write an email, it's going to take 3 hours. I know, ridiculous, right? But if you give yourself 30 minutes, you're likely to finish in 30 minutes. Um, if you give yourself 15 minutes, you're going to finish probably in 15 minutes. The law explains why we often feel like work is dragging out longer than it should. So work expands to fill the time available for its completion. The more time you allow, the longer it takes. That's the Parkinson's law. So when you don't set limits, your brain fills the space with second guessing and distractions. So without urgency, you tend to overcomplicate simple tasks and you lose valuable time to unproductive tasks, right? Unproductive habits and distractions. If you just got open-ended time, you're going to overthink, you're going to over edit, you're going to get distracted, you're going to procrastinate getting started, and then you're going to have perfectionism kick in, and that's going to either make you not get started or make you take forever to do something that shouldn't take that long to do. That's the way that works. So, can you relate? Put in the chat if that is something that you can relate to. And again, if you are just jumping on and you're here live, say hi in the chat. If you're watching the replay, let me know. So, especially if you have ADHD, but even if you don't, you have to set artificial deadlines. It's almost like you have to trick your brain. Artificial deadlines are self-imposed limits. So even if there's no external pressure, you want to set a hard stop for each task. This reduces mental drag and forces clarity and speed. So don't just say, I'll finish this today. What does that mean? Say, I'll finish this by 11:30 a.m. Give yourself a hard stop. Assign short, first, firm time blocks. Firm. Create that urgency because your brain responds to urgency. That's why we late. I can't talk. That's why we wait until the last minute to get things done all the time, right? Finish before you're mentally fatigued. Even if you don't hear anything else I say, if you just do this one thing, this will really, really help you see some improvement. Now, the second one, this this is something that I teach in my coaching program. It's something I do. Timers. Use a timer. They're a simple but powerful tool, and they give your brain that it allows you to see the urgency. You give your brain a cue that it's go time. And this reduces the urge to multitask or procrastinate or wander mentally because you're on the timer, you're on the clock, right? And I like a kitchen timer or something like that where you can actually visually see the passing of time. Because if I just say, Alexa, set a timer for 25 minutes, I have no clue how much time has passed. And I have to keep asking, how much time is left on the timer? So it's better if you can see it. Um, but use this to trigger a deep focus state and then move through your task more quickly. You set a countdown timer and then you put aside all distractions and you give one task 100% of your attention. And that reduces that context switching, because you're less likely to get off track. And if you've not tried this and you've heard people say it and you kind of blow it off, I encourage you to try it because when I first tried this, I was like, this is dumb, but it works. So try it if you haven't tried it. Now, another thing that you can do is to treat your task like a game. Because especially if you have ADHD, we love that dopamine hit, right? To challenge yourself to finish faster. How many of this can I get done before 3 songs end on the radio or something like that. But reframing your work as a challenge helps you bypass procrastination and resistance. So gamifying tasks makes them more fun, and fun is good and less intimidating. When there's a score to beat or a time limit to race, then your brain kicks into gear. So don't try to be perfect. Just try to get it done. I have all these mantras in my coaching program, and one of them is done beats perfect. It's better to get something done and out into the world 95% than to wait around for it to be 100% and then somebody else beats you to the punch, and it builds momentum. So treat it like a game. Now, a lot of times I hear people say, well, I just need more time. But that's not what you need. What we really need are boundaries. Constraints help eliminate the fluff and force better decisions. It's not about rushing. People say, well, if I want to get more done in less time, I got to rush. It's not about rushing. It's about removing friction. Time is elastic, but energy is not. So you need constraints. And I know people with ADHD a lot of times just bristle when I say that because they love that being spontaneous and that freedom. But if you're creating the constraints, you're still in control. But your brain needs that. Deadlines drive clarity. Deadlines work. You know this because if you're like a lot of people in my coaching program, you wait until the last minute and then you kick it into high gear. We'll create artificial deadlines and treat it like a game. So what we really need are boundaries. Now, I want you to try this week with your next task. Write down your top 3 high impact, important tasks that you need to do today, or if you're watching this on the replay and it's evening, for tomorrow. And then instead of blocking off too much time, ask yourself, how little time could I realistically do this in? Okay. You'd be surprised how efficient you can be when you shrink that time window, right? Could this take less time than I think? Because again, it's going to take you as long as you give it. So if you only give it a short amount of time, that's what you'll finish it in. Think about, what if we lived our life as if every day was the day before we go out of town? Think about how much you get done. You kick it into high gear. A lot of times you wear yourself out the day before you go out of town because you're going out of town, you can't get it done. And so you got to do it all today. Well, if you spread that out and be in control of your schedule, um, you'd be amazed at how much more productive you are. So that's all I'm going to share because I don't want to overwhelm you. I want you to do that one thing. Okay. I want you to pick that one task and ask yourself, could this take less time than I thought? And if so, set an artificial deadline. All right. Now, if you like these kind of tips, please like and share and subscribe and do all the things. And if you are interested in finding out what it would be like to work with me, reach out. I'd love to chat with you in just a brief Zoom call. It's not a sales call unless you want it to be. Um, but what happens is I ask you questions to find out what you're struggling with and what your life situation is. And then if I think it's a good fit, I'll tell you about my coaching. And if you think that's a good fit, then you can join my coaching program. But if not, it's fine. We're still friends. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And I do have a free masterclass tomorrow. If you're watching this on Monday, the 21st, July 21st, then there is a free masterclass tomorrow. And so I'll try to put the link in the comment section under this. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.